Life lay limply all over the dusty Derby Dale. Gone now the grind of tractor and harvester from the once rich soil. The drought had never left the land since serenity left, which was much too long to remember. All the families had left dusty Derbydale, except for the Goodman family. Nothing had grown on the Goodman farm except for the long-standing debt in their bank account. Mr. Goodman never gave up hope, though, and continued to stand firm on his property. In a large family of 6 boys and girls, it wasn't easy growing up for Mary, the youngest of the family. At the early age of 10, she was a woman in her own right. She was concerned about her future, and once a day went for a long walk around the property to her favourite place, the last life in dusty Derbydale, which was a huge mulberry tree, and over the years she had got to learn how to climb up stealthily amongst the branches where she could be free on top of the tree, and she could think and she could talk aloud, and nobody could hear her, and nobody could tell her what to do or how to act. This was Mary's special place, where the birds came and sang to her, and the silence surrounded her and spoke to her about the future and many, many things. Stray cats from time to time found her and made their way up through the branches to the top of the tree, where they rested there beside Mary. And at no time did Mary ever complain about the life that she had and how hard it was, for she never complained at all. She just got on with life. She had the courage to accept how things were. But what was more, Mary had the wisdom and the vision not only to accept how things were, but she had the courage to change the way that things would be for her. At 16 years of age, Mary left her family from Loganville City, and that's where she was bound, for Loganville City. There, she would take a job in the veterinary hospital. She had a great love for cats and birds and animals alike, and that seemed to have a healing power within her for sick animals that she had encountered around the farm. Indeed, she was gifted in many ways. Every week, Mary rode home to her family in dusty Derbydale, where nothing ever changed. The rain still never came, and the land was still as dry as ever. She used to send home, though, half of her weekly wage to her mum and her dad, and every Christmas Mary always made up a parcel of goodies and sent it back to her family. And at 33 years of age, Mary fell in love and was married to Paul Logan, the primary school teacher. Paul was a very clever man and had studied many things in the university. They were a very happy couple and lived happily in Loganville. But on the news of their first child, whom they expected, they made the decision to go and visit the good man's in dusty Derbydale. And when Mary returned to her family, the first place she visited was the old mulberry tree. Paul was amazed to watch Mary scamper up the branches of the tree, and within seconds there Mary sat on top of the mulberry tree. Mary asked if she could be alone for a while, and Paul had never refused her yet in any request, and wasn't about to start. So Paul walked around the property at dusty Derbydale, checking out the place for a while. As if by some strange force that drove him, Paul found himself digging a hole near a rock. To this very day, Paul still doesn't know what made him start to dig there, but as fate had it, Paul found an underground spring. And with lots of hard work, the Goodman farm was once again in business. The land was abundant in harvest each year, thanks to the irrigation system that was built from the underground spring. The good man's bank account was now very rich and very, very much the envy of every farmer from Derbydale to Loganville. Mary and Paul set up their family home on the surrounding property that belonged to the Goodman Empire and lived a very long and happy life with their 7 beautiful children. The end.